Creepercast, episode 15. You're listening to the Creepercast with Jeff and Jason. I'm Jason.
And I'm Dr. Hyder. And eventually that will make sense to some people.
Maybe at some point. And you are definitely listening to the Creepercast podcast with Jeff and Jason. A podcast about horror movies and the horror genre. Jeff, how can people get a hold of us?
Oh, there are several ways to get a hold of us. And I don't have any of them in front of me right now, except for I know that there's a website, www.creepercast.com. Awesome place to get wonderful information about us. Let's see, we got Twitter. We're on the Twitter.com/Creepercast. Facebook/Creepercast. And you can nail them with the rest.
Well, they can call our listener feedback hotline at 206-984-9752. Anything that we talk about or don't talk about, send us give us your feedback and tell us what you think about it. You can also send us an email with your feedback at thecreepercast@gmail.com. And once again, let us know if we got anything wrong or if you don't agree with us.
I have a feeling on this show, we're going to talk about some things that people might have some really strong opinions on.
Maybe. So for this one, we're going to be talking about two movies. The Human Centipede and Shutter Island. Now, why did we choose these two movies, Jeff?
Mostly because of the Scream Awards. I mean, they both got awards, and we both decided we needed to know why.
Yeah, exactly. These ones, Shutter Island was something that I kind of wanted to watch anyway, and just never got around to doing it. Human Centipede wasn't something that was top on my list. I mean, I heard about it, I knew about it, but, it was one of them indie films that I just didn't think that, maybe, if it ended up on TV or something, I'd watch it, but I wasn't going to go out of my way originally. And then it got onto the Scream Awards for, most effed up scene?
Yeah, they got not most effed up, something like that. I mean, it was the most screwed up something.
Right. And after watching the movie, I completely agree. This thing awards everything. This thing deserves everything as far as effed up goes.
That's true. And with me, this one just kind of flew just below my radar. It was on my whenever I'm in a self-masochistic mood.
Okay.
Movie list. On that movie list, I should show you that movie list one of these days, and we can throw up one of these days during a podcast. But this one just kind of rode under that list a little bit. And then when I saw that scene, I was just like, all right, now I just have to watch it.
Yeah. And
I agree with you. And it's important to point this out right away. The Human Centipede first sequence.
Yes.
Because apparently, according to IMDb, there is going to be a full sequence in 2011.
That's supposed to be a lot harsher than this one, which is hard to imagine.
Yeah, definitely hard to imagine. All right, well, let's just jump right into this, man.
Well, why don't I play the trailer for them real quick, and then we'll get into it.
All right.
Yes, I was wondering if I could get driving directions to a nightclub called...
Hello, sweetie. No, we're in Germany right now. Maybe we can talk to you later? All right, we miss you.
Bye, Amy.
Bye, sweetie.
I think we're supposed to turn.
I thought you knew exactly where we were going.
What was that?
We came from over here, I swear. We just got a little lost.
A little lost?
Yes, we're not a little lost.
We're really lost!
Hello, can anyone help? We got a flat tire. Can we come in?
Something to drink? You're tourists.
We're on a road trip through Europe.
Yeah.
Can you call the emergency car service for us?
You have a really lovely home.
A Siamese triplet connected via the gastric system. The Human Centipede first sequence. We start with cutting the ligaments of the kneecaps. Wahnsinnig! Kommst du her? Open the door!
You need help! You're a sick man! What is this? What are you doing to us?
There we go! Yeah!
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
the Human Centipede. Okay. This movie, I have to admit, like we talked about already, is very, very creepy, and it does a great job just getting you into the mode of what the movie is right from the get-go. You know, from the first start of it, it kind of looks like an old 1970s low-budget film. It has very simple font, nothing flashy. The opening is very very long, just basically a camera shooting a highway. And then cuts to a guy looking at a picture of what looked like a bunch of dogs sniffing each other's butts.
Absolutely. And then, of course, well, a quick synopsis for anybody at home. A mad scientist kidnaps and mutilates a trio of tourists in order to reassemble them into a new pet, a human centipede. Yes, that's right. That's why it's the title of the movie. Created by stitching their mouths to each other's rectums.
Yeah, and that is, trust me, if you're imagining it right now on what that would look like, you pretty much nailed what a lot of the movie looks like.
Yeah, and that's the amazing part of this movie for the most part is it sounds like when you put it into that one sentence with 2 commas that I just did with the added editorial commentary, it sounds like it'd be a pretty short movie. This one did clock in at about 92 minutes. But really what that 92 minutes was full of was watching what these people went through, what they were trying to get, how they were trying to figure out how to get out of it, and what the doctor, the mad scientist, literally, did do to them.
Right, yeah.
I mean, it was a very...
Yeah, basically, this is a very sympathetic or empathetic movie. It's a very uneasy movie because you're watching these people, and to me, more so the girls than the guys, there's one guy and there's 2 girls, and, well, basically, he cuts them and puts them together.
A Siamese triplet connected via the gastric system. Ingestion by A, passing through B, the excretion of C. A human centipede.
So the 2 people that really, you really feel for is the 2 girls in the back. Because the guy up front, he can talk even though he speaks Japanese, so it's the main guy doesn't understand what he's saying. But the 2 girls, they can't talk, and the middle girl, I really feel bad for because her mouth is connected to the guy and her butt is connected to the other girl. And
Right, she got the best of both worlds there.
Yeah, the best or the worst, one of the 2.
Yeah, there you go. True.
And he really plays with them. He wants them to be his little pet. And for some reason, the joy that he gets out of it, I can't tell if it's some sort of sexual joy or if it's a sadistic joy or if he legitimately wants them to be like a dog, like a pet. I know in one scene he has them try to bring him the paper.
Yeah, I mean that's actually one of the things I was going to say about this movie. It's this complicated feeling that you go through, and that's why I think I mentioned to you before we started is that I'm not really sure if I should feel disgusted, or actually no, I know I should be disgusted, but I'm not sure of what exactly.
Right.
Or if I should just be disgusted. Period. Because it's just plain disgusting. But you just pretty much nailed it because there's so many different reasons to look at it and go, well, you're kind of sympathetic for him if he's thinking that he's doing this wonderful deed. But if he's just getting off on it, then you don't feel sympathetic for the doctor, you know?
Well, yeah, and I
Or-
never really felt sympathetic for the doctor. I'm talking sympathetic for, or
Right.
empathetic for the people being tortured.
Right. Well, it's right at the beginning. I mean, I actually wanted to look at these and say, okay, what do we like, and then go into what we don't like. So I'll just like stick to what I do like for the next few minutes. What I really liked though about this is, like you said, they were pulling some serious empathy strings when it came to the victims, and the doctor himself though, like I just said, I was conflicted on because he was this Dieter Lacer, however you pronounce his last name. I guess,
L-A-S-E-R.
I did some quick research on him, and I guess he's Germany's premier bad guy. He is the epitome of evil, according to the German film world
Okay.
at this point. And watching the movie, I see why. This guy was, I mean, he was dripping it, but at the same time, it was one of those situations where I was like, this guy is freaking awesome, because it's like, this is an evil guy purely for the sake of being evil, and he enjoys it.
That's
And
right.
he might not even know he's evil, as far as that goes. I mean, he was the premier doctor for another interesting contrast here is that his original career in life was he was the main doctor for separating Siamese twins.
Right, and he said in the movie that it's been a childhood fascination with him, of putting people back together. And
Right.
he's been trying to figure out how to do that, and this is the way that he came up with. Now, what's really weird, I'm going to play cut 2.
Okay.
This is the part that just disgusted me, and I want to let you know that so much of what happens in this movie isn't actually seen.
Right.
It's either shrouded by a cloth, or it's off camera, or you're seeing just the shadows of what's happening, and so your mind really fills in a lot of the blanks. And this scene is one that you're listen to the audio, and your mind is going to imagine the scene pretty much what it really is.
Feed her! Feed her! Hard! Swallow it, bitch! Swallow! Feed her! Feed her! Hard!
Now, what makes this even that much grosser is you think like, well, he's hooking them together, and it's like the anus to the esophagus, and it just goes straight through the way that he says, but it's not. The way that he actually connects them together is he hooks like the skin folds of the butt, I guess, for lack of a better term, because it's not actually just the anus itself or the sphincter. The anus, I don't know my anatomy that well, but and he actually like grafts it together with the other person's cheeks, so they have to physically eat, taste, and swallow everything.
Right. And that's actually one of the things I love. You were saying that they don't really show anything, but it all happens off screen, or your own mind fills it in. Is that actually how your own mind starts to fill in some of this stuff, though, is he actually has this moment where, this truly sadistic moment where he explains to them what exactly he's going to do. And then he puts up these crude drawings as he's explaining. And what happened to me, which I'm sure happens to everybody, when you got these pictures that just got flashed into your head, and then when you get to the point where they are the human centipede and he's feeding them, these pictures are still flashing through your head. So though you can't see what's literally going on between these three people, you know it because he already told you how it's going to work.
Right. Yeah, and then the other thing with this that's going on though is you have these three people, or like I say, I feel more for the two girls. In the entire time, couple things. One, they do not stop crying whatsoever. And
never.
and so once again, you've got that empathetic feeling of that they can't express themselves. The part that I think the trailer had that this didn't is that he also cuts the ligaments in their knees, so that
removes the kneecap as well.
And removes the kneecap as well, so that they can't extend their knees whatsoever. They're forever crawling on their hands and knees.